Hey Aries, Satnam. My name's Elise and you're watching Satnam Spirituality. Welcome to my channel. Just getting going. I'm very excited about what we will discover along the path. This is going to be a video for right after the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse in Pisces. So this is a new area of our chart that the eclipses are working with. For you, they have been in your first and seventh houses, so a lot about you and others. It doesn't have to specifically mean romantic relationships, however, it can mean that. But how you relate to others and what that means, also how you relate to yourself, really coming into your own self. So there might have been a lot of changes in that area of your life. And now it's moving into your 12th and 6th houses, where these houses, it's a lot harder for us. It's the energy there is a lot less visible to us, just because it doesn't make an aspect to our first house. So the 6th house can be like it's your day-to-day work. And it can be a place and a source of struggle. A lot of times physical sicknesses, kind of more shorter, are in the 6th house. It used to own the topic of slavery, but it is kind of the day-to-day kind of things that we deal with that might not necessarily be the most positive things. And then the 12th house is very hidden to us. It's a place of struggle and mystery. It can mean institutions such as hospitals or jails, or moving through any of that energy. It can be the shadow self as well, and bringing that to light. So things might be coming up to work with you in a deeper sense of karma over the next couple of years. So the nodes take about 18 and a half, 19 years to go through the full zodiac. And so they would have been here, but opposite. So the north node would have been opposite to where it is right now. However, the nodes still are in Aries and Libra. It is within the degree sphere that can trigger a eclipse. So we're going to be doing some readings today. I like to focus in on how we connect in with our higher self, what our higher self wants to say to us, how, messages around being in alignment, being in flow, being in trust, being in surrender, and really connecting in with our divine self to let the divine light show us the way. However, this does all translate into day-to-day 3D experiences. So let's go ahead and start to get into it. So you have the blue flame. I didn't ask for a card yet. Okay, for Aries. So it's like activation, integration time, spontaneous awakening. I really see like that there's this like truth being revealed to you that's coming from that shadow area of self. I feel like there's a new thing, that like a new topic that's going to be arising for you to work with. Like now, once these change, trust the timing. So now that you've integrated a lot of these lessons about yourself and about others through the previous eclipse cycle, now it's about this different level of activation and working. When you move through a change, excuse me, when you come to the other side of the change, well, then there's new things that come to us that need to be worked with when we're in a different space. So let's see what the lunar cards are going to tell us here. And it's like, just this is now time for you to work with this in this new space. So it's a different integration. And maybe it is an integration of the shadow self for you. And the important message is that like time's not running out for you to accomplish these things and move through these things. All right, so we have resistance, purity, and extremes. Yeah. So I have a feeling that this might come up as a little bit, it might come up or through as an argument. This is, the shadow self is things that we are resisting looking at, and it could be like clearing out the extremes in your life, the touch and go, the things that have you pulled in two different directions, where your desires are leading you, and what like managing your lifestyle to be able to accommodate those new desires that want to come in. And it's like there's some resistance to this change, and now there's this activation to bring in this purity, to get rid of these extremes and be more in that flow state. Aries goddess, Aries. Interesting. So you got Shodashi and Bhadrakali. So Bhadrakali, it says, there's not always a need to try to grapple and conquer. Sometimes the need is simply to let go. Just because another has created a certain reality for themselves and is attempting to draw you in, it does not mean that you must participate. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself. With Aries rising, like there is that definitely like get up and go energy. It's the very start of the zodiac, and I'm talking about my Aries risings. There's always that get up and go attitude, that need to push forward, and sometimes it's relentless and there's no checking in, and it's kind of like this childlike approach to situations where it's like, well, I want what I want, and I'm going to stop at nothing to get it. So understanding that just because other people might be pulling you into their business of their, like what they're going through, just again coming back to because they've created a certain reality for themselves and is tempting to pull you in, doesn't mean that you have to participate. And this might be like the final closing out of this Libra Aries axis. We still do have the solar eclipse in Aries that's coming up, or in Libra that's coming up, and so that is going to be like a new start in your area of relationships. And so now there's this like closing down of that energy, that final chapter of integration, so that you can spark and start anew in the Libra area of your chart, which is your 7th house. And then you have Shodashi cleanses the soul from past hurts. Her presence indicates recovery and a reclaiming of dignity after experiences of being judged, betrayed, or criticized. If your innate being has been put down in any way, or if there's been any bullying or nastiness directed towards you, Shodashi brings healing and renewal so that you can rise above and lay claim to your innate beauty and worth. Yeah, so I feel that these relationship healing that you've been doing, the inner work for yourself to show up, for yourself to shine, that you've been doing, is going to bring in something from you, like out of the shadows. You might, someone might approach you with something. We're just moving out of the Mercury retrograde shadow. I do believe that's on the 4th. And so, we're starting to gain some clarity in those areas of our chart as well, which is in Leo and in Virgo. So that would be your 5th and 6th house. So you have the air, unseen potential, hesitation, the muse, generosity, naivety, and the witch, experimentation and rebelling. And so it's like, there might be this hesitation for you to move forward with things, or maybe cut off certain people in your life. That might be what is necessary. And maybe you had been approaching it in a way that was overgiving, that you were overgiving to other people. And you're seeing now that you're stepping into the space of like, okay, well, what if I stop doing that? What happens if it's like this overgiving and feeling like, there's a resentment that's been building? And so it being a full moon, it really is about a culmination, a completion, an ending. So maybe you've been working through something with someone and the ending, or a piece of shadow work within yourself in regards to your relationships, and you're finally starting to make that move forward. You know, coming off the energies of the T squares of August, there's a lot of shakeup and a lot of shifts that happened for everyone, not just ourselves. So other people are also impacted by that energy. So let's take a look and see where are some messages from your higher self, some advice from your higher self. All right. So you have the Lovers at the bottom, which can also indicate a choice. And this also is an indication of connection with your higher self, you and your higher self, your divine masculine and your divine feminine coming together to co-create. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'll just get everything out here. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I typically don't read reversals, but I got a message to leave it. The Seven of Pentacles and also the Three of Pentacles. So you're working, there's a lot of pentacles here. You know, there's only the Five of Wands and the Hierophant, which aren't pentacles here. So this is a lot of things that you've been working with in the earthly realm. And so I really do feel like it's somebody in and around you. And so just looking here, you have the, you're starting out with the Knight of Pentacles. And Knight of Pentacles is really about taking things slowly and assuring yourself that you're going to have success. Taking the time to invest in things to really support you, and to move forward with a sense of surety and sure-footedness. So if there's been a feeling, a need to rush through all of this, this is just a message from Spirit saying that it's okay to take it slow, and trusting the timing was one of the first messages that came out. You know, moving past this struggle with the Five of Wands here, moving past the struggle, but it's not something that's insurmountable. You know, it might be, you know, somebody saying something behind your back, or to other people to kind of maybe do something to your reputation. And, you know, Aries is definitely a prideful sign, you know, and that might cut real deep for you. But I feel like this isn't something that is true about you. And so like there's this needing to approach this this situation in a different way, and perhaps that's the activation that you're getting, but approaching the situation in a different way that is slow and methodical seems like a negative connotation, but it's like there's a planning of every step before you take it, and it's leading to this balance, this harmony, you know. And I believe that this is like within your energy, you know, of trusting that you can do it for yourself, and that you can approach things like in a different way. And maybe the solution isn't to end things with people. The solution is to just set up firmer boundaries with people so that you don't feel taken advantage of. And there's the Hierophant here, which can mean leveling up your skills. Like in the Ascension, we have the activation code, or activation card, I should say. Activation code is interesting, Freudian slip there. But this Hierophant, it's like Spirit is speaking to you about how to build this and create this stability within your life. You know, with this court card being Taurus, fixed earth, there's not much that budges with Taurus energy. And so it's really grounding into that. And especially with this card, there is the sword there, and it's pointed down, and there's like this truth that you're surrounding yourself with. With the Change card, the Two of Pentacles being in reverse, it's like you know, it's about like not waffling, not going back and forth, not second guessing yourself, taking control of the situation, and moving forward. Like I said, with that step by step attitude and not rushing through things, making sure that you're really taking time to consider your options, and moving forth from that place of self empowerment. You have the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. And really, what it is like there's been this sense of failure in the past about collaborating with people, about working with people, or making things work with people. And there's this energy of like that your participation or your successes within that space haven't necessarily been seen or understood. And so the changes here with this activation, bringing in this balance, bringing in a sense of higher spiritual purpose, and you moving forward with the constant, because I'm getting this sense of anxiety around about flipping back and forth between things. And it's like, oh man, I keep on doing that, or I keep on going back to that, or this, that, the other thing. And it's like there's this, you're beating yourself up about it, and you're like, when am I ever going to get out of this pattern of behavior? You know, when am I ever going to be seen for who I am in these relationships with people? And let's take a look finally at the incoming energies for you over the next couple weeks. I'm going to be posting up individual ones. You have the Ace of Swords. Be posting up here every couple weeks for each of the signs. So if you want to put the subscribe and put the notification bell on, or to come and check back every couple of weeks, totally up to you if you're resonating with this. Yeah, so there's this truth coming in. I feel like there's something being revealed, something that what was revealed in the Mercury retrograde, or something that had been kind of bubbling underneath the surface. Yeah, the Moon card, something that was hidden and secret. That something is going to be revealed, and maybe, yeah, it's like you felt it all along that this person wasn't really necessarily who they might have said that they were. I don't know why I'm focusing in on like this person. It could be this situation, but I'm getting person out of this, and there's some sort of truth that's being told. There's some sort of revelation that's coming out. And the other thing too is that like this is about the empowerment that you're giving yourself, that you're wielding this sword right here and cutting through all the BS, you know. And it's this truth, this gift from spirit. And the other thing about the swords is it's air energy, and so it's like this flexibility and adaptability. And as a fire sign, especially as cardinal air, you're one of the most like malleable signs that can move and shift and change. And okay, like as things come in, I can adapt to them, and also have this like childlike enthusiasm about it. You know, like you're prepared to, you don't need to know everything that's going to be the problem, and you feel prepared to deal with it. We have the Princess of Wands, and again, like just kind of coming back to that childlike enthusiasm, feeling inspired to take steps forward after like this clear out and establishing like how you feel in your power. It's like this breath of fresh air that you get, and this new truth and realization about yourself that like I don't have to participate in those things anymore. And it's like it gives you this passion. And it's interesting because the Ram is even on this card. If I can get it to focus, the Ram is right here. Yeah. So it's like yeah, having this like childlike enthusiasm about it all, and just stepping forward with something, not necessarily knowing out the outcome of it. Yeah, the Ten of Wands, putting down these burdens. You know, the thing about the Ten of Wands is it also is you know, on the Rider-Waite deck, it is the man is carrying the harvest to his homestead. right? He's harvested all of his wands and he's moving forward, and he's just got that little bit, all he has is that little bit left to do before he's complete that entire journey from the entire year. And so it's like this is a this energy has been building in a way that it seems like it is oppressing you, pushing you down. Um, but really, the lesson in there, the burden will be released as soon as you gather the lesson, collect the lesson, the harvest, and move forward in a new way. Restart, rebuild using the seeds from the last year's harvest in order to replant and resow for this year. So just collecting those lessons and using that energy, using all of that in order to be able to move forward with a new season in your life. All right, we have the Two of Wands, definitely Lord of Dominion. So this is Mars and Aries, so definitely got a lot of fire going on here. Interesting that your cards are popping up. Also interesting that there's a lot of fire energy here, whereas where your current state was all very 3D. And fire is the card of spirit, connecting in with spirit. So with this Two of Wands, it's like the world is in your hand, but you're looking in front of you and you're seeing all the possibilities that are in front of you. You know, with the word dominion, you know, what do you have dominion over? What is within your area of influence, area of control? And you're kind of taking stock of that, you know, with all of these seeds that you've gathered, with this new truth. It's like, okay, I'm starting fresh on this stuff. This activation has occurred. I've been trusting the timing of everything coming in. These blessings are starting to come in, and the extremes are, I'm seeing the extremes in my life start to kind of like simmer down. And so like, now that these challenges have been dealt with, where do I go from here? And so the last card you got was the Eight of Pentacles, which is you self-mastery. And when you connect in with your higher self and you're asking yourself, how do I be in flow? You know, coming to that, and then the hearing of what it is that you need to be in flow, and actioning of that is what's in your area of influence and area of control. So I'm just gonna ask I'm just gonna ask about this Eight of Pentacles. Got the Hierophant again. The Hanged Man. So gaining a different perspective, a spiritual perspective. You know, this is connecting in with your higher self. Like, I just feel that your higher self is like, hey, like I'm here. I'm here with you. This is your intuition. So you got the Magician, having everything that you need. And so this Eight of Pentacles, I'm just asking, you know, how about this self-mastery, about this, you know, next step here with the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Magician, the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. It's like Spirit is providing you with all the tools that you need to create the life that you want to create. And there's always going to be lessons and things that we need to let go of. There's always going to be things to move through energetically, for sure. And so it's like, how do I accept or be in this state of flow, in terms of accepting the lessons when they come in, manifesting from, that's like using my power of manifestation to call in the things that I want, and then having the spiritual connection in order to be able to move through the lessons that I need to learn that may have been preventing or blocking me from getting those things into my life that I truly do desire. And it's also like discerning, you know, with the Magician, you know, in order to alchemize, it's not just random, right? So it's like learning how to properly set yourself up, how to properly use the tools that you have at your disposal. You know, is it mantra? Is it doing certain types of yoga poses? Is it, you know, reading different kinds of books? Whatever it is, like whatever you feel like you need to do in order to be fully, you know, kitted up in order to move forward with everything. it's not something that it just happens. So, even if it's just checking in with yourself about your shadow work. The Queen of Swords is like, it's just starting to cut through the shit. This is our ego. The head, the cut off, the severed head means that we've severed our head off, which is we've severed our ego. We've removed our ego out of the playing field, and so we're truly connecting in our intellectual is a combination between our intellectual but also like our spiritual intelligence. And so moving forward with that, and the Five of Pentacles, it's to, I feel like this is just like you're cutting the ego is what's been trapping in the feeling of lack, the lack mentality. And so, it's only our ego that tells us you don't have enough, right? How can I make do with everything that I do have? How can I use the tools that I do have? And how can I best prepare myself for success in the future and gather the tools or people or anything that you need in order to be able to release that? But there is, a definite like ego death that occurs when you finally say like, no, I'm not interested in doing this anymore, and the spiritual activation is happening. So that's your reading, Aries. I hope you have a wonderful next couple weeks. It looks like there's a lot of beautiful things that are coming in for you here. A lot of change, a lot of stability with the Pentacles. Thank you so much for viewing my channel, and I will catch up with you in the next one.